Hello guys, welcome to the second session of chemical kinetics. This session we will be looking into some of the factors which are in the rate of chemical reaction. So first is factors that are influencing the rate of reaction. So first factor you can say is concentration. Now, a rate of chemical reaction at a given temperature may depend on the concentration of one or more reactants and products. Okay, so it can depend or it cannot depend. Remember that it may depend. So the representation of rate of reaction in terms of concentration of reactants is known as rate law. Okay, so this is the rate law. The statement is the rate law, and it is also like the equation it gives. That equation is known as rate expression or rate equation. We'll see this now. So let's say that you have a general reaction which is A plus B gives you C plus D. Okay. So what we see that with passage of time these will decrease and this will increase. So initially we have only these two quantity. So the rate expression for the above equation is actually, or for the above reaction is basically, rate is proportional to A raised to X D raised to Y. Very important here. A, B, C, D are the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactants and products. Here, X and Y, that are exponents, okay, of A and exponent of B. They may or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient A and B of the reactant respectively. Okay, so it's not compulsory that this X is same as A. It may be or it may not be. You do not know, or let's say we do not know. This Y may be equals to this B or may not be equals to this B. Okay, so please note this here. Okay, very important. So the rate, if you want to remove this proportionality sign, you have to introduce a constant. Okay, so rate is equals to K times A raised to X B raised to Y. Okay, and rate is, since we are talking about disappearance of A and B, it will be minus dr by dt is equals to this. Okay, next is, this is the rate. This is the same thing that we have seen. So this is actually a differential equation. Okay, please note that this is a differential equation. Okay, so the above differential equation or above equation is a differential rate equation. Here K is the proportionality constant, also called as rate constant. Please note that this K is the rate constant. Now, the equation that is relating the rate of reaction to the concentration of reactant is given by actually rate law. So sometimes we refer to that as rate law, or we call it rate expression. Okay, so here again, so we can express the rate law is the expression in which the reaction rate is given in terms of molar concentrations of reactants, with each term raised to some power. Okay, raised to some power, which may or may not be same as the stoichiometric coefficient of the reacting species in the balanced chemical equation. Clear this part? So this this X and Y should not be equals to this A and B. Okay, we will see why it is. So here are some of the example of rate expression and rate constant. You can see like these are actually derived from experimentation only. Okay, so 2NO plus O2 gives this. So if you see, the rate is exactly the same as the stoichiometric coefficient. If you see in this equation, you see this is not exactly the same. You see CH3 CHCl3 is exactly the same, that is 1 1, but Cl2 is raised to half. Okay, so it is not the same. Here if you see that in this expression, you see it is only dependent on one component, the other component has zero effect, or let's say not dependent. Okay, so highly important, the rate law for any reaction cannot be predicted by merely looking at the balanced chemical equation. So by looking at this equation, you cannot tell which will be the rate expression or which will be a rate law. Okay, so theoretically you cannot tell, but you can determine it from experimentation. Okay, so all these rate expressions are derived experimentally, not by looking at the equation. Okay. Now, talking about order of reaction, so this is our rate equation. You can see in the rate equation k a raised to x b raised to y. Here x and y are indicating the sensitivity of concentration, right? Because if x is greater, that means a, if you change slight concentration of a, it will affect the rate. Okay, let's say y is very small number. Okay, so if y is very small, if you change the concentration of b, it does not affect so much the rate because the value of y is small. So this is kind of the indicating the sensitivity of the rate to change the concentration of a and b. Now important here is the sum of the exponents, that is x and y. So x plus y is actually overall order of reaction. Overall order of reaction is x plus y, and x is simply order of reactant A, and y is simply order of reactant B. Okay, so please note, so x plus y is what is very important. So sum of the powers of concentration of the reactants in the rate law expression is called as the order of reaction. So order of reaction can be 0, 1, 2, 3, or it can be also a fraction. Please note that it can be a fraction also. Like in the previous case we saw there was half, Cl raised to half. So if I talk about overall order of this reaction, it will be 1 plus 0.5. So that is 1.5. Okay. Next is a zero order reaction. Let's discuss this one, zero. So zero order reaction means x plus y is 0. So overall there is no term of this. Okay, so that means that the rate of reaction is independent of concentration of reactants. Okay, so rate is equals to k. Okay, so also what is important here is the reactions taking place in one step are called as elementary reaction. Okay, so this is the definition. Elementary reaction means that is getting over in one step only. Whenever like there is a sequence of elementary reaction, let's say that there are 3-4 steps in a reaction. Okay, so that is actually called as the mechanism, and that after 3-4 reaction it gives the final product. So such a reaction, like the overall reaction, is actually a complex reaction. Okay, so elementary reaction is the one which gives you the product in one step. Complex reactions are the one which gives you the product after 3-4 steps. Like it can be more also, but just to give you an example, more than one step is a complex reaction. Let's talk about units of rate constant. Okay, if you remember, this was the general reaction, a plus b gives c plus dd. So rate was equals to k a raised to x b raised to y. Okay, so k can be written as rate divided by a raised to x b raised to y. Now we know that rate of the reaction is expressed in concentration per unit time. Okay, and x plus y, let's say that is equals to n, which is order of reaction. So that is again concentration raised to power n. Okay, and x plus y, that is n, is order of reaction. So now we are looking at zero order reaction. That means order is 0. So if order is 0, this power will be 0. K unit will be simply concentration divided by time. Okay, because this is 0 here, so concentration divided by time. If it is first order reaction, that means n is 1. So concentration cancels. Order of reaction is 1. So unit is second inverse. Order is 2. You can see you will get this expression finally. So just put the value of n equals to 2. Okay. So please remember these values. These are important. Okay, like you can always derive it from this expression. I do not expect you all to memorize this, but you should at least know this part. Okay, this part you should memorize. Now, talking about molecularity of a reaction. This is a very important concept. So please pay attention here. So molecularity of a reaction is basically the number of reacting species. Okay, it can be, remember that it's a number. Okay, so the reacting species can be atoms, ions, or molecules. So they are taking part in elementary reaction. Underline this part, elementary reaction. So molecularity makes sense only when we are talking about elementary reaction. So which must collide simultaneously in order to bring about the chemical reaction is called molecularity of reaction. Basically, what is happening, like for example, if A plus B gives you C, so A and B should collide and give the final product C, right? So same way, now that is the number of species reacting is A and B. So A is one species, the second species was B. So total molecularity of reaction A plus B gives you C is 2. Okay. For example, here we have an example of unimolecular reaction. So that is only one molecule gives you the final product. Okay. Bimolecular reaction, you see two HI are reacting to give H2 plus I2. So here the molecularity is 2. If we talk about trimolecular reactions or trimolecular species, you see that 2NO plus O2 gives you 2NO2. So these three molecules are reacting simultaneously. Now understand this, the probability that more than three molecules can collide and react simultaneously is very, very small. Okay, so the molecularity greater than 3 is not observed. Very important. So molecularity usually, let's say, more than 3 is not possible. Think of a scenario like you are trying to meet four of your friends, okay, and you all want to reach a point at let's say a meeting place, and you meet them at one point, but if you see always someone is late, okay, so like that the reaction is not possible. The same way the molecules has to reach at a given point with sufficient amount of energy so that they are able to react and give you the final product. So it's actually not possible, let's say, okay, it's very difficult above 3 molecularity. So if you see, this is a reaction, so you can see 1 6 3. So if you see 1 plus 6 plus 3 are kind of reacting, so this is molecularity 10. Okay, so apparently this doesn't happen. Okay, so for sure this is the reaction which gives you this product, but this reaction does not take place in one step. Okay, this is not an elementary reaction. So this is a multi-step reaction which gives this, because we know that molecularity greater than 3 is not possible. Okay. So the above reaction, which apparently seems to be of 10th order, is actually a second order reaction. Thus, the reaction takes place in several steps. Okay. Now, important, very important, the overall rate of reaction is controlled by the slowest step in a reaction. That is called as rate determining step. So the slowest step is rate determining step. Okay, we will discuss about this in class also. Slowest step is rate determining step. So conclusion from all this is the order of reaction is an experimental quantity. Okay, it is not theoretical. Order of reaction is experimental quantity. It can be zero, it can be even a fraction. But when I talk about molecularity, okay, molecularity cannot be zero or a non-integer, because remember that these are the species which are reacting to give you the final molecule. So it cannot be zero. Okay, if there is no molecule, then it can be zero, but then there will be no reaction also. And it cannot be a non-integer. So always has to be one molecule or two molecule or three molecule. It cannot be 2.5 molecule react to give you some. Okay, cannot be like that. You don't have a half molecule or half a species. Second point, order is applicable to elementary as well as complex reactions. So order of reaction is applicable to both elementary and complex reaction, whereas molecularity is applicable only for elementary reaction. Okay, for complex reaction molecularity has no meaning. Okay, underline this part. So this is a important difference between the two. Next is, for complex reaction, the order is given by the slowest step generally, and molecularity of the slowest step is same as the order of overall reaction. Okay, please note all these points. It's highly important to understand all this. And that's it for now. Okay, see you all for the next one. Thank you.